All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. This is Yoga Sculpt. And if you had come on a little bit early and then saw something come up and then saw it disappear, we're having a couple of interesting kinds of things happening, but happy to have you here today. So we have 45 minutes. We're going to do a combination of yoga and some strength training and a little bit of work to bring our heart rate up. Our lighter set of weights is here at the front end of our mat, and then I have a heavier set right in front of the mat, and we can use that for some more concentrated work. It goes quickly, our 45 minutes, so I'm going to invite you to gather your items if you haven't already, but then come to the mat and come into child's pose. I am going to get some music started, and we will take ourselves into our experience today. I'm Linda. Always a delight to have you here. See you soon, just after I get that music going. So no time to put my headbands on today. I love my headbands. But we're going to come back into our child's pose and start to stretch and breathe. Let's inhale and exhale. Spread the fingers nice and wide and create some space all the way across the back. This is our time to find our nice steady breath. Now in this moment, draw those arms a bit wider. Let them travel across the edges of the mat, your mat, and take another deep breath in and let it out. Pushing those fingers back to the center, release the head and let it hang heavy. Feel that gentle weight, that weight of our body just softening it's into and across the legs, out to the edges of the fingers and toes. Take another deep breath in and let it out. And before we begin to move, and we move rather quickly, deep breath in, seal the lips, exhale. We are going to pull ourselves forward and then shift into heart opening pose. Tailbone is high. Let that head rest right between the biceps. Start to bring energy into the body. Now as we pull ourselves back to tabletop, let's come into our middle asana, looking up, lifting the gaze, opening the throat, and Marjariasana, exhaling, rounding the back. And here's that moment where we marry breath and movement, one to the other. We have two more deep breaths in, and then let it out. And then here's our second. Coming to our neutral spine, spread those fingers, push the arms a bit farther away. Curl the toes under and come to a crouch. So those thighs are going to slip and fit right into the belly. Take a deep breath and let it out. As we sit back and come towards our heels again, head hangs heavy, our breath moves out of us. Come back to that crouch. Release the head. So there's that moment where we no longer try to exert control over that head, yeah? Let's come back to our child's pose to Balasana, sitting all the way back. And now, curl those toes under. Ride the tailbone all the way back. Lifting the tailbone high, stand on the toes as high as you can. Let those feet find their way to the mat and the heels start to move one to the other. Just bring a little bit of warmth into those calves. Now feel free to shake your head, release the head, whatever you may need to rid that body of tension. Now let's hold that right heel firmly down towards the mat, rooting into the ground. Let's come to the other side and do the same thing. As we switch once again, it's my reminder that, we all have different expressions of a posture, and if our heels don't make it all the way to the ground, that's fine. We don't worry about that. Let's come to that second side and let both heels find their way. Now, as we push that leg for me that is closest to the wall, which would be your right leg, up nice and high, we are in three-legged dog. Pull forward and come to the back of the shoulder. Now drop that knee to the right wrist, to the left wrist, to the left shoulder, as close as you can get. Pushed back into three-legged dog. Let's do that again on this same side. To the tricep on your right, and then down to the wrist. Across to that other wrist. Pull up a little bit towards that shoulder and extend into your three-legged dog. Release and come into that left side, that strong left side. Pull into the back of the arm, shift the entire body forward. Drop that knee to the inside of that same wrist. Cross to the inside of the opposite wrist. Pull that leg up towards the right shoulder. Extend nice and long. Once more. Back of the arm. Wrist. Opposite wrist. Crossing over towards the shoulder and extend long and high and release. Let's all walk ourselves or hop to the front of our mat and come into a fold, hanging those heads, grasping the elbows, and just shifting gently side to side. Let that head hang nice and heavy. And now, releasing those fingers, roll up, stack the vertebrae one at a time, take those shoulders back and away with a nice deep breath. We have a couple of nice easy sun salutations to warm our bodies up, and then we will bring our weights into the equation, into our time together. Let's inhale nice and high. Exhale all the way through to a fold. As we rise to our half lift, remember we are firming the belly and drawing the spine out long. Exhale back down into your fold. Lifting our gaze, we are going to step back and come into a half plank. Shift the body slightly forward. Slowly come in, down and through. Release into Bhujangasana, your cobra. Now I like you to come full down to the mat. Release the hands and rise up tall. Back to down dog we go. Exhale, let the head hang heavy. Pushing our right leg high and long. We are in our three-legged dog. We sweep that foot forward into the inside of that right hand. Take a twist. Now, if you prefer coming to your knee at any time, please do so. Take a big circle with that arm, reach it behind you, and let that gaze come to that back thumb. Come back in. Take those hands to the inside of that foot. Open the knee by turning over. If you can see my foot, I am turning over onto the side of my foot. And now as we come back to center, pull those feet together, half lift and fold. Inhale, rise up tall. Exhale all the way down and through as we float one to the other. Here's our half lift and our fold. As our gaze lifts, our legs step back and we find that half plank. Now if you're ready for a full plank in chaturanga, go right ahead. Shifting forward. Let's descend. Release those hands and then rise up into Bhujangasana. And that means that the arms shift back a little further towards the tailbone. Let's release those hands. Recenter them and rise up tall. Good. And come to down dog. Exhale. And now, as we take a deep breath, just enjoy this moment here. We don't often get to spend a lot of time here in this kind of class. Push that leg up high and long. Sweep it forward and come into your lunge, into your twist. Good. And now we take that circle and we reach our gaze behind us. As that hand comes back to the inside of the foot, we are going to open that knee. You can drop the opposite knee on the floor. Just turn that knee open. Sit on the side of the foot. A little hip mobility here. Hey, yeah. Let's take those hands back to each side of our foot. Extend the other leg. Pull forward. Come to half lift and to your fold. Let's inhale. And now we are going to be moving from this side to the other side, taking our weights with us in our sun salutation with weights. As we come to half lift, take that gaze forward from up the belly. Exhale back down. Lift the gaze. Take those weights and set them right by your foot. So they are on the mat now with us. Pull to plank. Come in and through to your up dog. Lifting high and tall. Shoulders roll away. Back to down dog. Exhale. As our right leg rises tall and high, we pull that foot in and through. We take that weight with us today into our lunge, into our twist. That arm is going to rotate around. We want that weight light. We're going to reach that arm behind us. Turn the weight up. Come back down. Bring that weight to the inside of the foot. Turn the knee open. And just take that gaze to that open knee. Let's recenter. Bring both weights onto each side of our foot. And rise up tall. So, if you're down here, it is a slow rise. And we pull those weights. Now remember that weights are always going to pull to our heart through movement. Pull those weights to the heart. Drop into your warrior. And now releasing. Lean forward and lift the palms up. We reach, release. Here we go. We reach, release. Nice long extension, leaning all the way over that leg. Now hold those weights forward. Turn the palms inside so they are facing each other. Just hold here. Let's drop those weights down, tuck them into our heart. Rise up tall. Now take a moment to open the front of the body. Pull those weights. Turn to your warrior. Make those adjustments you need to. I'm always going to tell you to do that, yes? We come all the way up. Palms are up once again. Elbows are soft. We lift, lower. Ready? We lift. as we draw the arms down, we squeeze, don't we? Yes, we do. Now everybody hold here. Turn those weights so they face forward. And now squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck those weights. Open up wide. Come to your sun warrior, reaching tall. Move through to your side angle. Now whether you push the arms or whether you shift one to the other, turning the weights, it is up to you. And now, as we come into that side angle, today, maybe make that deeper. And now rise up and just descend into your triangle. Big breaths. There is great strengthening happening when we are simply in this place, fully extending our limbs. Bend those knees. Pull those weights in. As we turn our front foot, we are in our single leg chair. And we're going to open out to the side. So we have that nice squeeze. Now think about those shoulder blades rolling in towards the spine. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Try to keep that nice strong chair, and everybody open wide. Turn the weights over. Release them. Come to center. Sit in your chair, your single leg chair on the other side. And we are going to lift, squeeze. Good. I breathe for everybody, by the way. We have a few more. Keep this strength. Appreciate these moments, yes? Yes. Let's do another 4, 3, 2. And everybody, open wide and stay here. Now release. We are going to turn and take ourselves down to the floor with a nice strong crescent lunge and a little bit of a change today. So reach and let that hip open. And then arm that is attached to the front leg is extending long. The arm that is attached to the back leg extends as well. Now lift up into that low lunge and drop down. Come into your crescent lunge once again. Sweep back. Extend the arms. Extend the leg. Now if you feel, we have 2 more of these. If you feel you would prefer to just stay here in that long crescent with your extension, you are more than welcome to. And we are going to do 1 more. Big long reach. Drop down, come into your crescent lunge. Opening wide. Hands pull to the heart. We burst our breath through. And now everyone, come back to your plank. So we are taking those weights with us. Yes, yes. Come in and through to your up dog. All the way down. Rising up tall. And now we come into down dog. And that leg that we just lunged in, it is saying, I'm very tired. What happened? Let's take that leg forward. Come into your twist. Take your weight with you. Circle that weight. Keep it soft. Reach behind you. Bring that weight over. It comes to the inside of our leg. We are going to drop that knee and open the hip. So again, we have that hip mobility. And if you can't see me, we look like this, sitting on the side of the foot. And just stay here. Stay comfortable. And now recenter. Take those weights on either side of that front leg and rise up. And here we are. Let's rise tall. Good. And now everybody, this moment as we lean over, we're going to reach. Palms are facing in. We only have 2 more. Tuck those weights. Come to your warrior. Rise up tall. Pulling those hands down. Turn and come into your warrior. Let's open wide. We lift, lower, lift, and lower. Good. We have 4, 3, 2 more, and 1. And now squeeze in and out, in and out. 8, 7, 6. Palms are up this time. 5, 4, 3. Here we are. And now as we tuck those weights, open up wide. Here's our sun warrior, reaching high. Shifting. Now, our elbows are always soft, slightly bent even, yes? And they can be strongly bent, moving one to the other. Good. As you come into your side angle, just lengthen that leg and sit in triangle Trikonasana. Stay comfortable, stay strong. Extend that leg that are nice and long. Now let's pull in, turn the toes in, both of them, yes? And sit in that single leg chair. Now this time we're going to open with palms up. Nice squeeze. Good. Let's keep working into that back. Find those muscles. We have to work a little harder. Let's do another 4. We have to work a little harder when weight is light, but that does not mean this is our last one. And we are going to shift over and come into the other side and do the exact same thing. Lift, squeeze open. I do classes with just body weight, and they are very effective classes. We can have a very effective strength training with lightweight. We concentrate on long lever movement. We have 4, 3, 2 more. On the last one, tuck those. Now, if you need to stand and release, go right ahead. Otherwise, we turn that foot, We find our way down to the floor. We release those weights, come into our crescent lunge, rising up tall. And now remember, arm attached to the front leg reaches forward, arm attached to the back reaches behind. We lift up, we drop, we come into crescent. We release, extend those arms long, reach the fingers, come into your crescent. We have 2 more, and you can keep that knee on the floor. And now this leg is saying, oh, now I feel what that other leg was feeling. Let's rise up tall. Stay here for a moment. Let that hip open and soften, floating those hands down to our mat. Let's take that back toes, set them into our mat. Pull the feet forward. Come to your fold and release. Now as we rise up tall, let's take those weights with us and set them right in the middle of our mat. We do not necessarily need them, but they are certainly an option for you, and I want you to have them. It is time to bring ourselves into a little liveliness before we will always do biceps and triceps, and before we take ourselves back down to the ground. So I want you to begin here with some nice reaches. Think of it as that chair again, but I want it quite quick. We reach and lift, reach and lift. We have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go the other direction. Now I want us to concentrate on the movement and the quickness of the movement. Good. Let's do another 8. 8, 7, 6, 5. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step wide. Hands reach out. We pulse, 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 lift. 4, 3, 2, 1, up. 4, 3, 2. There you go. We have that nice rhythm. You do not have to jump in, but if you do, it is light, it is airy, we are feathers. Now, we start pulsing more deeply into our plie. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. 3, 2, 1. Hop into horse. And release. Walking those feet in. Today, we're not going to repeat things over and over. No. We are going to hop out, hop in, drop down, hop out, hop in, drop down, out, in, 1, 2, out, in. You can switch legs. Out, in, 1, 2, out, in. Doesn't matter which side goes forward at all. You can stop in the middle. You can stop here. Out, in. We have 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 1, 2, 5. This is your option. 4, 3, back, 2, back, 1, back. Shake it out. Ah, we should do that again. Deep breath in, everybody. Exhale. Knee to belly. Deep breath in. Exhale. Other knee to belly. Let's do that again. So we're going to recapture our breath. with just a little balance. Lift it and release. To the other side, inhale, exhale, lift that knee and release. Out, in, back, back with those legs. In, drop it, drop it. A little faster is good. Now, think about alternating those legs into your lunge. 8 more. Drop. 6. This is 5. Good. 4. 3. 2. And last 1. Jump to horse. To goddess pose. Turn those hands up. Stay here. Sink down. Tuck the tailbone. And reach high and release. As we grab, pick up maybe our heavier weights. We are going to take our feet together and sit in Utkatasana, our chair pose. I would like us to turn the weights forward. We have nice curls. Good squeeze. We have 7. 7 more. 6. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we alternate continuously. Let's find that beat of the music. Now go a little faster. Find the music. Keep that strong chair. Sitting back, tugging the tailbone. A little faster. Slow it down. We have 4, 3, 2, 1. Those weights, as we stand in a one-legged chair, dropping down, you can separate the feet a bit if you like. We are just going to pull them down and keep them here. Now make a goal pose for me, will you? Pulse, just up and down. If you want a leg off the floor, certainly take it. I just need a little moment for 8, 7, we have 6, we have 5, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck it in. As we come back to Utkatasana, leaning over. Now, you can tip a little further. Just make sure that belly is firm. We bring an internal rotation to the femurs, flipping those weights so the palms are up or they are inside. It doesn't make any difference. I want you to squeeze into your triceps. Nice soft elbow. We don't want to lock out that joint. Now go a little faster. Just a little tiny pulse at the top of the movement, not at the bottom. And now slow it down. We lift and lower, up and down. Keep squeezing. Good. We have 4, 3, 2, double time. Just lift it. Keep this small and steady. And those shoulders, they are not hanging up near our ears, are they? No, slow it down. We lift and lower. Let's catch that beat now that we have it. All right, now it's our last pulse. Good. Oh, I'm hoping you can feel this. I hope the triceps are feeling this mightily. Now everybody stand tall. Take these weights with you in a wide stance. Exhale all the way over. Take your legs wider and come into your fold. You can set those weights aside if you like. Good. Nicely done. So as we lift our gaze and we walk ourselves to the front of the mat, we come to a plank. We are going to stay here. Now we did this last week. We crossed beneath our body with our feet. So I'm gonna move my weights just a little bit for some space. As that leg comes long and we cross onto the side of the foot, you can cross opposite elbow, opposite knee, if that is your preference, but we come under. Try to maintain that good strong plank, not rising up too far. We want this kind of rapid so that the heart rate increases just a little bit. We have 8, 7, we have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to down dog, shift forward and hold. Good. Let's come across again, one to the other. Just shifting that foot. You know me, clearly I didn't move my weights far enough. So I'm gonna walk myself all the way back here so I can really turn my body. Nice strong corkscrew, shifting side to side for 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit back and release. Good. As we come up, our time is nearing an end. We're going to come to down dog. That always goes too quickly. And pull our leg up and into a pigeon. So I want you to pull that leg forward. Either tuck the heel and the hip flexor, or simply draw that leg up more parallel to the mat. Whatever works best for you. And turn onto that pigeon pose. Good. And stay here for a moment. And now as we sit up tall, we are going to find that back leg. Come into our second part of our pigeon. Just drawing that leg in strongly. Let's release. Come back to down dog and come into the other side. So as that leg comes up nice and high, and we sweep it in and through and across. There's a settling that happens right here. We fold over. And we just breathe. And it drifts along with the winds of time. Sometimes I don't know what it's all about. Now as we rise up, capture that back leg. Now of course if this doesn't feel good to you, you don't need to do that, do you? No. You can just stay in your pigeon. Then I close my eyes. All right. When I wake up, would you let that gaze can travel right past our shoulder. Now everyone, we're going to take ourselves all the way around. And we are going to stay here. We have a few minutes, which is wonderful. So, pulling one leg forward. We stay here. We extend that nice and long. And I want us sitting back at this moment. And now come into the other side. Just extend one leg. The other comes up nice and tall. And as we roll back, come into your boat. Now, can knees be bent? Can toes stay on the floor? Absolutely they can. and they should if we feel like the hip flexors are straining too much. But just reach tall, lift that gaze. And now let's take an opportunity to extend one leg and turn. Come back to boat, to Navasana. Extend another leg and turn. So we take ourselves into a twist. We return to center and lift those legs. Let's do that one more time. We turn. We extend long. Let's come to the other direction. Let's turn. And rise up tall, sitting tall. Follow the spine, roll back. Take those legs with you. Roll the shoulders up off the floor. Let's bring our knee to our belly, pulling long and changing sides. And now hands come behind the head. Shall we? We twist, twist, twist. One to the other. We have 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's all roll up and come to our center. Nicely done, everybody. In this last moment, I want us today to extend a leg long, pull the other leg up high, grasp the toes, and come into a nice leg extension, a nice pull. But here's what I'd like us to do. I don't want us back here. I want us sitting up very straight and tall. That may change the length of our leg. It often does mine, but we're going to try and keep that nice long spine. Let's come to the other side and do the very same thing. Lift up high and tall. All right, and now everyone coming back to center. Soles of the feet come together. We are in Baddha Konasana. Let's fold over, remembering that it is not important how much our knees open up, but how we soften in and through the body. And actually allow the hips, which can be so tight, to release and soften. And the head and the shoulders. And the features of the face. Sitting up tall. Come to the center of the mat, crossing those legs. Let's reach into a nice long side stretch today. Slide those fingers as far out as you can. And now extend. Let's take our gaze to those fingers. Let's come into the other direction. Good. And now, arms come high. We pull to the heart. We extend and release. Lift our arms. Let's lift our breath. Pull to the heart. Reach all the way out and release as we place our feet on the floor. And link our fingers. Let's roll back. Inhale, palms are together. Take those hands down. Let's do that 2 more times. Just rock back gently. Sit tall and release. And here's our last one. Rise up and let this go. Now, as we breathe in and we draw our hands to our heart once again, push the breath away, let it go. And I thank you as always. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and we will see you again soon.